Growing pushback tonight in southeast Iowa over a 911 bill on the Iowa governor's desk. Reporter Hayden Donaldson spoke with the county and its 911 director about how this could affect them in the long run.
A bill awaiting the governor's signature would require local 911 service providers pay extra fees to the state. But LECOM 911 director Tony Keefe says centers like his are already operating at a deficit. They're already super frugal with spending, and they have to maintain a rainy day fund for things like new tech and equipment. But since they're technically running on a $317,000 budget out of $385,000 to keep those reserves up, Keefe says Iowa officials saw those excess funds and thought they were overcharging their customers, but Keefe says that is not true.
And that's not what's going on. We're being respectful of the user's money and planning for upgrades so that way when they call 911, we know where they're at, we can clearly understand what they need, and we can get the right help to them as quick as possible.
Under Iowa's current system, when you call 911, a $1 surcharge gets added to your cell phone bill, and your local 911 center and the state split the funds 60-40. But lawmakers want to give the state more flexibility to spend their cut and bill local providers for extra charges on top of that.
The department can now come back and bill the local service boards for anything they need to, as long as it meets Chapter 34A of the Iowa Code, which is basically the chapter of code that says if we can tie this to the taking or disposition of 911 calls, it's legal.
Keefe says if the governor signs off on this, it is possible they could be bankrupt in 11 years.
If there's no inflation, if there are no changes to technology, if there are no upgrades available over the next 11 years, Lee County probably won't see that big of a change. But no one can make an argument to me that there's not going to be technological advances, there's not going to be changes in rising costs due to inflation or war or whatever that's going to drive costs down.
Lee County's Board of Supervisors did unanimously sign a letter written by Keefe explaining to the governor what they're using their 911 budget for. He says it is in the best interest for all of Lee County and its constituents that this does not get passed.
We want to make sure that those 911 resources are there. When a person makes that call, that our 911 director has the ability to be able to respond and get those emergency assets to the problem that's been called in.
Governor Reynolds has until June 14th to veto the proposition. Reporting in Lee County, Iowa, I'm Hayden Donaldson.